pre-workout meal, some PV2, and a banana. Might have a bagel too. But first thing, I do 26 grams of this. Weigh everything out, makes it so much easier. I haven't used a measuring spoon in who knows how long. Alright, 26 grams peanut butter. And then I got just 20 grams of cold water. I always over pour this, so real slow. 20 grams. And here's the secret here to making good powdered peanut butter. Walden Farms pancake syrup. Don't only mix water in, mix a little bit of water in, 20 grams, and then about 12 grams of this stuff. 12 more grams. Perfect. Always use a fork to mix up. Kind of acts like a mini whisk. And when you start to mix it, you'll see it kind of be clumpy like that. But don't give up, don't be discouraged. Just keep mixing. Make sure you scrape the sides down. No peanut butter left behind. Doing it that way, you get an actual peanut butter consistency. To me, it actually tastes better. Like, I'm not just saying that. It actually tastes better. So I smeared the rest of the peanut butter onto an Aldi chocolate bar. So extra protein, some extra calories before the lift. Time for a voiceover. So I didn't intend on doing this. That morning I actually took several clips of me explaining to the camera what I'm about to explain now, but they were so bad. My wife told me to take them out of the video, and I listened. I think the problem was that I had no intentions for filming at all, other than knowing I wanted to make a YouTube video. As they say, failing to plan is planning to fail. What I've learned is that it's very difficult to make a good video with terrible footage, so bear with me. Anyways, why are we here? Why am I up at 5:45 a.m. on New Year's Day? Side note, as you saw in the first clip, a major key to waking up on time is placing your alarm clock far enough from your bed that you have to walk to it. But back to the point. I'm up early to get ready for a powerlifting meet, if you will. My friends and I meet up on the 1st of January to test our 1-rep maxes in the big 3 lifts: squat, bench, and deadlift. So here I am warming up, which consists of some light cardio to get the blood flowing, then I do some foam rolling, followed up by a weird stretch I learned to do prior to squatting that helps prevent injury to the psoas muscle. It's super important to warm up properly. You've got to avoid injuries like the plague, and warming up is essential to not getting hurt. Now that I'm warm, let's head out. Alright, here we are. It's just before 7 a.m. and just got to my brother's house. Wanted to show you guys. Brought my barbell. Still in its packaging. I've used it, kept the packaging, don't really know why, but I'm glad I kept it because it made it so much easier to slide the bar back into my car. So, gonna unload now, putting the phone away, gonna go get set up and start shooting some clips of the warm-ups. Here we are. I love the vibe of a good basement gym. These guys here all happen to be dads. I call us the Father Figures Barbell Club, hence the name of the channel. Also, the reason for that quote or saying you saw at the start of the video. Logo and t-shirts are in the works. So a friend of mine asked me, what's the point of the video? Great question. I guess the purpose is twofold. One is to simply introduce the YouTube channel. The second is to talk about goal setting. We'll get back to both of those things after you watch my attempt at a workout montage.
Up, up, up.
Go, go, go. Up.
Boom!
Go, 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 go. That's yours. Nice. Good lift. Good lift.
Yes, I know. I only edited together footage of us squatting. To be honest, filming gets kind of exhausting. This process has caused me to have much respect for YouTubers. It's so much work. Also, my phone was dying. Also, other than the guy in the green, our bench presses are nothing to write home about. I did bench 225 that day, but there is no footage of it because I was certain I would beat my last year's record. You will see one clip of me attempting 235, but it gets stuck on the way up. As I've thought about why my bench didn't improve, I came up with a couple of reasons. First, I ran Jeff Nippard's Power Building 2.0 program. I'm sure you guys are familiar with his channel. Don't get me wrong, Jeff's programs changed the game for me in terms of making real progress. However, when it came to the bench press specifically, I don't think the power building approach was ideal. The program did not have enough heavy doubles and singles written in. In order to get better at lifting heavy, you have to lift heavy. Second, bench press is simply my worst of the three, if that's not obvious. I have super long arms, which isn't an excuse, just an obstacle for me to overcome. Third, my diet had been absolutely terrible since Thanksgiving. My protein intake was non-existent. I do believe that a better and more consistent diet would have led to better performance. Lastly, we have a 7-month-old baby who is teething. In other words, my sleep is less than ideal. I explain all this to show that failure is just part of the game. If you aren't failing, then you aren't trying hard enough. My plan moving forward is to run the program that my friend ran to get his bench up to 285. My goal for July is to bench 245. Alright, I've said enough about bench. Let's move on to deadlifts. The last of the three, but certainly not the least. Deadlifting is by far my favorite movement. There's just something about moving what seems unmovable. The first time I ran a Jeff Nippard program, he had you testing your progress at the end of the program by doing an AMRAP, or as many reps as possible, with 90% of the 1 rep max that you used to run the program. I ended up pulling 390 pounds for 8 reps. That was a little over 2 years ago. Fast forward to January 2021, I pulled 460 pounds for 1 rep. In July of 21, I pulled 475 pounds, and here we are today with 5 plates on each side of the bar, 495 pounds.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
Alright, let's wrap this thing up. I mentioned we would talk about 2 things. This YouTube channel and then goal setting. The channel. Just another fitness YouTuber? Can I even call myself that? The reality is I'm just a guy, a father of 3 with 1 on the way. Somehow it was ingrained in my head while I was in college, this determination that I wouldn't wake up one day at age 40 and be doughy. It probably had something to do with the fact that I was already getting a bit doughy. Anyways, I've been on this fitness journey, if you will, for about 8 years now. But I've only made what I consider to be real progress in the last 2.5 years. I've wasted a bunch of time, but I've also learned a lot, mainly from my mistakes. My purpose with this channel is to help other guys like me wade through the nonsense, point you in the right direction, and refer you to the great resources that I've used to get ahead. When you think of fitness today, your mind likely flashes to the guy who looked like they were sculpted on Instagram. This is not real life. Those guys, for the most part, fall into one of a few categories. It's either fitness is somehow a career for them, they're absolutely genetic anomalies, they don't have kids, or they're on that secret sauce. In some cases, it's a combination of these things. But what about the average guy? The regular guy, the working dad? Where's his channel? That's where I hope to fit in. At the very beginning of this video, you saw a quote or a saying or whatever you want to call it. It's not a dad bod, it's a father figure. It was intended as a joke, but it's also not a joke. What I mean is, the saying is a funny way to make being 30, 40 pounds overweight seem like a noble calling. But on the other hand, I believe that men, especially fathers, have an obligation to be an example to the next generation. A healthy diet and exercise should not just be a trendy thing that you do while you're in your 20s. I believe that fitness can and should be integrated into your life. All that to say, that's what this channel will be about. Helping shape your family tree, one rep at a time. Second thing, goals. Have you ever started driving, but completely forget where you're going, or subconsciously you start driving somewhere completely different? The point I'm trying to make is that you can't get somewhere if you don't know where that somewhere is. If you're struggling to make nutrition and fitness and exercise a part of your life, it's very likely the frustration is stemming from a lack of clear goals. You have to know one of two things. One, how to do something, but more importantly, number two, why are you doing it? Recently I had this experience where I'm just sitting on my bench, scrolling on my phone, and just wanting to quit in the middle of my workout. Very strange, because lifting weights is one of the few things I do for fun. Why was I so over it? It's because I lacked tangible goals. I no longer knew why I was doing it. I was able to get back on track, however, by pursuing beating my 1 rep maxes from last year, hence the content you saw in this video. To conclude, I want to leave you with a few quick tips on goal setting. First, be realistic. A great way to set a goal is by using the SMART model. Your goal must be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Let's break it down a bit. Specific. A goal cannot simply be to lose weight. You'll do much better when you decide to lose 10 pounds. A lot of times people jump right to the scale weight, but this number is not the end-all be-all in terms of an overall metric of your health. Your specific goal could simply be to just walk around your neighborhood for 20 minutes 3 times a week. As long as you're deciding to do something that you're not already doing and it's specific, that's a great goal. Measurable. Using the idea of weight loss again, obviously this is measurable. You should not have to guess at your progress. The best way to weigh yourself is every single day, first thing in the morning, after using the bathroom, and before having something to eat or drink. Then write it down. Your weight's going to fluctuate day to day due to a number of factors, but what you're looking for and what you're interested in is a trend over time. Another measurable goal that I feel obliged to mention is strength. How much can you lift? Getting stronger goes hand in hand with muscle growth, which can be much more difficult to measure. Achievable. You've got to actually be able to do the thing. Earlier I mentioned the Instagram world of fitness. This should not be your source for goal ideas. A major misconception I had early on is how long it really takes to grow muscle, especially for guys who are already past their mid-20s and have been lifting for a while. If you're watching Chris Bumstead videos and trying to look like him by summertime, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Relevant. You need to consider your life, your family, your occupation. Fitness is just a small puzzle piece of your existence. Personally, I try to spend at most 7 hours a week exercising. I've got other more important things that require my time. I don't choose goals for myself in the area of fitness that's going to require more time than this. Speaking of time, the last piece of this acronym is time-bound. This one's pretty obvious, but it has to be considered with the achievable standard. So, you want to lose 10 pounds in a day, a week? You have to give yourself a time frame, but it also has to be realistic. The most weight somebody can sustainably lose is about 1% of their total body weight per week. So if you weigh 200 pounds, then at the high end, you should only be losing about 2 pounds a week. The second goal setting tip is find accountability. A lifting partner, your significant other, anyone you can share your goals with who's going to be honest enough to tell you that you're getting off track. Third, if your actual goal is going to take years, establish micro goals along the way. Fourth and final tip is to understand that post-victory is just more work. You've reached your goal? Good. Set another one. You should always be striving to be the best version of yourself. This dad talk here is a bit scattered, ambiguous, but my plan is to really dial into specific topics of fitness in my upcoming videos. I'm linking some of my favorite YouTubers' must-watch videos in the description below. Again, just wanting to share the content that has helped me and help you guys avoid some of the nonsense. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to hear about in the next video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Peace.